We'll see. They might have a lot to lose. Sticking on the SEC, and Haifa, you're gonna have to leave this story because I do not know much about it.
Okay.
Allegedly, I guess we'll say that just to make sure we don't get sued from anybody if we are wrong. Absolutely. Allegedly, no. A former Ole Miss player is suing Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss itself. They're suing the school for some I guess not frowned upon behavior on how he felt he was treated by Lane Kiffin during his time there. So, Haifa, what is going on in good old Mississippi?
So from the story I read on, I think it was, it's CBS I'm looking at right now. So in the story basically goes that the freshman year, the kid didn't play. His name is, let me look it up, something Rollins, I believe. DeSanto Rollins. Apparently he's a D tackle. He didn't play a lot freshman year, so he came back sophomore year, got in a couple games, tore his Achilles that year, and was out the rest of the year, obviously. So then he was struggling with some mental health stuff and was battling with that. So apparently he went to a couple coaches, and one of the coaches was Lane Kiffin. And the conversation didn't go very well. So then he started going to therapy. So then his therapist convinced him to go back to Lane Kiffin to talk to Lane about what's going on, his position on the team, and like how he feels. And when he brought it up, he alleges that Lane Kiffin basically said, "See you later. You're off the team anyway. Like, I don't need you." So
tough.
Tough, very tough. So obviously that didn't go very well at all. And then when he basically said you could transfer, and that if he didn't like it, he could quit. So with all of this stuff being said to him, I'm pretty sure that he left the school and he's off campus, and now he got a lawyer, and now they're filing some kind of lawsuit against Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss because they were both involved. But Lane Kiffin allegedly said some wild stuff to this man when he came to him about some problems he was having.
So, I mean, we may not know 100% until we see like the lawsuit, right? But like, what about that is suable? is that if that's a word? What is that about that is a suable offense? Besides him just being a jerk, but we know Lane Kiffin is not known to be the most friendly guy in the world.
The lawsuit contends that Rollins suffered from severe depression, anxiety, frustration, embarrassment, humiliation, a loss of sleep, and a loss of appetite, which included losing weight as a result of the injuries and later the death of his grandma in January. So I guess there's all this stuff going on, and then he went to the coach, and the coach was just, put it in easier words, he was being a dick, and now this is all coming out because he wasn't. I don't want to say like listening to him and taking him seriously, but that's what it kind of sounds like.
Yeah, it sounds like the difference between frowned upon, which is perfectly legal stuff that people just don't like, right? Like you shouldn't be a dick like that. Like you shouldn't be a jerk. But like, how can you prove him saying transfer or get on practice squad or scout team? How does that make you lose weight? Am I being insensitive?
I don't
know. Listen. I'm trying to be very careful with how I word this, but I'm trying to figure out if I'm a coach of a D1 school, you get injured, we help you get back healthy. You're now all fit and ready to go. But then because you're sad, and then things happen and continue to make you sad, and you're no longer able to play football for me, how long am I required to honor this contract if physically you're able to play football and you're just not because you're not feeling up to it? Like, and I respect all mental health. I respect all that. But at the same time, how long can you use that to not play football and continue to get an education when I brought you here to play football?
Right. And
like
more part,
what do I do with
look
that?
More down into this law. It says it also alleges that Kiffin took adverse action against Rollins on account of race for requesting and taking a mental health break and showed special treatment towards the white athletes, ESPN reports. The lawsuit also alleges that the university lacked written institutional procedures for routine mental health referrals.
So I would be curious to see what the
Exactly.
preferential treatment of the other athletes were and what those situations were. Because I mean, like, if you've been doing this for like a year and some change, because it sounded like he was out for a minute and he's still not back, and it's been like a year and a half. I'm gonna be sitting here as a coach, like, all right, I need you on that field versus somebody who just needs a break real quick. Like, I don't know. I gotta hear the details. I don't want to pass it. I gotta hear details. I need more details than that.
Yeah, he tore his Achilles in the summer of 2022. So it's been a year.
Yeah, I agree with something. I think we need more from it, just off of just hearing what the article states about it. It just sounds like you just played for a shitty coach, and you were in his doghouse.
Right.
And we've all seen you're in the coach's doghouse. That's the type of stuff. Getting on scout team, like run, you gonna keep running, like, you know what I mean? Like, I never thought lawsuit about any of those. But if it comes to, you know, differential treatment or anything that could have happened outside of that, and I'm sure maybe the full lawsuit will go into more detail, maybe more information will come out, and that's the case. I can change my mind there and my opinions there, but just off a surface level, it just sounds like you probably should have transferred.
So it sounds
because you were in the doghouse, and Lane Kiffin is not liked. Pretty much anywhere he's been. Nobody was like, man, I loved my time playing for Lane Kiffin. Like,
not a single one.
So other than that, I just think he is just upset. Based probably because he's not playing.
Thank you. You cannot sue anyone for being an a-hole.
Yeah, so I mean, it's frowned upon. That's what I say. It is frowned upon, but that is not a suable offense. The last topic we do want to talk about before we get into our bets for tomorrow. I know you guys are gonna get excited about that because I have some friends that are addicted to gambling.